What is going on, everyone? This is Old Man Winter here, but you can just call me Winter. If any of you guys played World of Warcraft or Brood War, you may recognize my name, but if not, that's okay too. So this is actually going to be my first ever StarCraft 2 commentary. I thought that I would do it just for fun, and depending on the feedback I get, I may continue to make games, or this may be my first and last if you guys truly hate what I am doing. But enough about that, let's get to the action. This is going to be a game between Liquid's Huck, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner as our red Protoss, and Mouse Mana, spawning in the top right-hand corner as our green Protoss. You may recognize the names of these players because they are pro-level players and are quite good as such, obviously because they are pros. Way to go, Winter. This is going to be Protoss on Protoss, and let's get the action underway. Both players starting out with a pylon pretty close to their base. No need for a wall off here because neither is playing as Zerg. So Huck's going to be dropping a gateway here right around 12 supply and moving out the scout. At the same time, Mana's going to be dropping a gateway also at 12 supply and moving his probe out to start. So almost mirror play to start the match off. Not sure where Mouse Mana is going to be moving this probe to. Maybe, really not sure there. A bit of a misclick, and there he goes. Turns around, going to be heading back towards the actual base of Huck, not into this corner of bushes. And as the same time as that's happening, we can see Huck moving up right into the base of Mana. Mana's going to be dropping additional pylon here, possibly giving himself some space to wall off. In the meantime, Huck's going to be doing a little bit of harass here, faking out the mineral grab with his probe and then moving away at the last second. That is some pretty nice micro going on there. Gets trapped there, but uses the mineral trick to pull himself away and continue up this scouting and harass. At the same time, we can see a cybernetic score getting dropped for both players right around 18 supply. So this is going to be a pretty standard opening, as we can also see Mana getting an assimilator and Huck getting an assimilator again at pretty much the same time. Mana's actually going to be getting a second assimilator here. Going to look to get a little bit more gas early on, possibly to tech up. Looks maybe to be Blink Stalkers. I do expect both players to start out with Stalker play, given the early cybernetic score, and Huck coming out with an early Zealot to shoo away this scouting probe of Mana. Going to be chasing it around a little bit because the probe is a lot faster than that Zealot. And here we go, Huck's coming out with his second gas now, and at the same time we can see Warp Gate research being chrono boosted out. Well, actually not chrono boosted out for Mana, but also being researched. And the assimilator appeared to be cancelled by Huck, and at the same time we can see him coming out with two, and is it going to be a third additional gateway to make a total of a 4-gate push? Yes, there's the third. So we could actually be seeing some pretty early on 4-gate push aggression. At the same time, a Stalker and a Zealot for Huck are pushing out, trying to grab control of those Xel'Naga towers. Xel'Naga, feel like I'm saying that weird, but I'm sure you guys will let me know if I am. And this probe of Mana's got to be careful, or it's going to be sniped down by that Stalker, and there it goes. So at the same time over here, we can see the probe of Huck actually being sniped down by the Stalker for Mana, so a little bit of probe trading going on there. But that Stalker is going to be sandwiched between the Zealot and the Stalker of Huck, and if he's not careful and micros away, it is going to be sniped down. But at the same time, an additional Stalker for Mana is going to be shooing away this Stalker of Huck. Man, I can't believe how many times I have said Stalker in the last 30 seconds. This Zealot's going to be pushing in, but it should be sniped down pretty easily with some micro by the Stalkers of Mana, and there it goes. Mana's going to be pushing back into his base and attempting a wall off with two additional gateways. But at the same time, we can see some proxy pylons being built by Huck in anticipation for a push, getting that second gas pretty late on, but another proxy being pushed in this corner, so this is definitely going to be some aggression. Mana's trying to wall off, but there does appear to be a gap here. He needs to be careful with putting some units or a building in that gap, or Huck's going to be able to push straight on through his base. And here comes the push. Very Stalker heavy. A gateway, or a force field is what I'm trying to say, gets dropped down by the Sentry of Mana. An additional pylon trying to be built there, but it gets sniped down, and here's that gap I was talking about. Huck able to just push straight on through the base. This is very bad news. He's very Stalker heavy. Going to be sniping down that Sentry. Down it goes. Mana's down to only 2 additional stalkers. In the meantime, Huck is going to be continually warping in reinforcements, and there are no more units for Mana at the moment, but he's trying to warp in 3 additional zealots. That's not going to get the job done. Huck doesn't even need to micro away from these. He can just stand there and blast them in the face. They are gone. At the same time, a Twilight Council did get dropped by Mana. So that Blink Research was in the works, and a Dark Shrine coming out, so he's going to attempt to warp in some DT. Huck has nothing in the way of cloak detection. Finally, a robo facility coming out, so he will be able to eventually get an observer. Huck taking out the entire mineral line of Mana before finally being shooed away by that one DT. At the same time, a DT was warped in at this pylon and is going to be trying to harass this mineral line before the observer comes out, trying to even up this economic damage. Huck bringing back his reinforcements, but that's not going to do anything until the observer comes out. A force field gets dropped down to try to delay the attack on this robo facility, and as you can see, an observer is coming out, and Mouse Mana calls the GG, realizing that there was too much economic damage done, and Huck was going to get that observer out and kill off that DT before Mana could do enough damage back. So there you go, the first game that I've ever cast. Let me know what you guys think about it. If I should continue to do more, I will probably improve as I do more and be able to keep up with the action a little bit faster. This is not as easy as I thought it would be, but yeah, there you have it. If you liked it, let me know. If you didn't, also let me know. Winter signing out.